a little bit of a moida mystery because we've got the hotel card looking a little seedy. And then we also have here's the fake thing that you probably were curious about. I think this is someone who may be involved in some sort of insurance scam or may feel like they have to make it seem like they can no longer be found by somebody that might be an enemy of theirs. It's interesting because I've been rewatching Yellow Jackets, which is a pretty excellent show with a lot of good 90s tunes on the soundtrack. But there is a little bit of, wait, what just happened there? I feel like there's more information that comes to light, and then you realize that someone had a pretty complex plan in place. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Happy Friday if you're watching this the day that I put it up. And if you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box along with more information on how to become a member, as well as how to get some of my soy candles from Etsy. Hello, Joao. How you doing today? Happy Friday. I think we're going to, what are we going to start with? Yeah, I think it's got to be the Vampire Tarot. This one's a little bit spookier, a little bit darker. All right, what else do we have? I hope good things. What else do we have? All right. 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands. I don't know, man. This feels to me like we've got somebody who is afraid to be in their house. If I'm where everyone would expect me to be, then there'd be issues. I feel like this is someone who doesn't trust a woman specifically. So this could be a woman who doesn't trust a woman or a man who doesn't trust a woman. And this could be a very specific reading. It's not going to probably resonate for everyone. You might find it entertaining. But I feel like this is someone who has to get out of town, has to get away from someone in particular. And there's a woman involved. It's like, I can't let this person know what's really going on. 6 of Swords in the reverse. Hold on, let me think about this. Right before... Oh. Is this justice? I feel like we have someone who's frustrated because we have... This is someone who may have been counting on this person who's hiding to be part of a plan. And because we also have death, this feels to me like we have someone who... Oh, this is wild. Okay, for entertainment purposes only, right? We've got someone who I think has accepted payment to inflict harm on someone else. And we have somebody else who is like, okay, I'll just like pretend. I'll pretend that it happened. Oh, do you want like a long form personal reading? Yeah, I don't blame you. It definitely seems like that's been like a negative influence, right? Hello, Danny. How are you doing? We have, I don't know, this is looking rather negative. We have somebody who has accepted payment to do something, and it is to hurt another person. And I feel the person who's paying for this is a woman. And more it seems like it is a man who's hiding or faking this situation. Now we have the Devil in the reverse. I feel like this is someone who feels like they're Neo in the Matrix, dodging the bullets, you know? There's some sort of break-in It could be somebody like putting an air tag or whatever. That's what they're called, right? In somebody's car. There could be someone who felt like they needed to get some sort of information or item from another person's house. But I do feel like there's several laws being broken in this situation. That's why I was saying I don't think that this is a reading for everyone. This could be more so something that happens to be on the news. But there's an illusion here. Someone who's able to make it seem like they're innocent, or make it seem like they're also a victim, or make it seem like the plan actually went to fruition, but I don't think it did. There could be some double dealing here, you know? Hey, I don't want to actually do what this lady paid me to do, so you have an opportunity to pay me some money and we can just make it look like that happened. What do you say? Because it kind of feels to me like we have some, like, staging. I guess that would happen either way, but... so we have the Emperor and the Two of Wands. I'm telling you, this is planning. I feel like there's double dealing here. Sure, I can take care of that person for you, and then, hey, this is what's going on. If you pay me a little extra money, we could just, like, you know, make it seem like this, and then, you know, avoid the whole mess, right? Hello, Rachel. How are you doing? Ooh. Yeah, that's something that may need to... I mean, are they involving, like, law enforcement? Okay, yeah. Wow. Hello, Wow. How are you doing? Hello, Jamike. How are you doing? Yes. That it could be. And we have... Well, I guess I looked at it. Temperance, the Lovers, and the Knight of Wands in the reverse. I feel like we have somebody who switches sides. This Knight of Wands in the reverse, this feels to me like somebody who is going to betray another person. And I feel like the Lovers is an indication that we have someone who's upset over a romantic situation. And they feel like they can say, oh, well, I was in this place when that happened, so it obviously wasn't me. I feel like we have one of those, like, and I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling kids moments coming up. Ten of Cups and the Four of Wands. Again, there's like a reference to somebody's home. I feel like there's a break-in at someone's home. I feel like it could be someone trying to make it look like a burglary when it was more targeted. But I do feel like there's someone who's also like, well, you know, pay me a little extra and I could just, like, see it happen, you know? Hey, Lemonade, how you doing? Hello, April. What's up? Yes, that's how karma works. It's true. So Page of Cups in the reverse, Three of Wands in the reverse. This is someone who has an unexpected, I guess you could say karmic. It's just, I'm trying to watch my words so much right now. This is someone who's lost their mind because of a relationship. This is someone who has grown obsessive or is kind of detached from reality. And I feel like that detachment leads them to try to contract somebody to do, something against the law. But I don't think they actually want to do this thing. They just want the money. What? Somebody who wants to get paid but not do the work? That's never a thing. This is the Black Tarot, if I forgot to mention that. Knight of Cups in the reverse. Ace of Cups, Page of Swords. So this is someone that from the outside people would say, oh, those two are like a couple. Those two love each other. but there's been an argument brewing, probably pretty privately, because I think this is someone who feels like if something were to happen to their partner that they don't care for anymore, that they could pretty like convincingly play the grieving partner, right? That's terrifying. Hello, Kim. How are you doing? What else do we have? Six of Cups in the reverse. Knight of Spheres or Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there is a plan regarding someone that has been in a relationship for a long time with this other person. And with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like I'm willing to pay someone to do something because I don't know how to handle this relationship. But they do something very ill-advised, very like you should know better, right? Queen of Cups in the reverse. And I feel like this is someone who's going to either be recorded or overheard, or just, you know, quoted. Like, hey, here's what went down in our meeting. And I don't really care to actually do all that. That sounds like a lot of work. So how would you like to, you know, help me make it look like that happened? And then we can, like, make this person look real bad to, I don't know, the courtroom. Yes. No worries, Rachel. Here, let's do this. Huzzah. Yeah. Although, you know, you could also argue it would be like Six of Cups, like fairness, right? Or Six of Pentacles. So we have the Ten of Cups, the Princess of Pentacles, or the Page of Pentacles. I keep getting a reference to someone's home, needing to protect it, probably not being able to, someone breaking in. But with the Page of Pentacles, there's this payment here. Somebody's like, okay, well, I'm going to charge you and I'm going to charge you. This is great. Making so much money. Indeed. Hello, Sal. How you doing? So we've got the Six of Pentacles that I was just talking about. That's wild. Okay. So this talks about balance, right? And then we also have the Magician. So the Six of Pentacles, you often see someone giving to two people. It's interesting, but I feel like it's also like two people are paying me, right? Balancing something out, making it look like something is what it is not, because we have the Magician. You know, someone's hiding like behind the, what was it? In Wizard of Oz, what they call it? Behind the cape? No, behind the, I can't think of it. Anyways, I think this is trying to get somebody caught for soliciting a crime. Whether or not that means we have someone who like was literally working with law enforcement, I don't know, but I do think that this is probably not law enforcement if they're asking for a second payment. You know what I mean? Empress in the reverse, High Priest, and the Moon. This is like the most sacrifice-looking High Priest or Hierophant that I have. Then we have the Moon. This is like, so I'm supposed to like break into your place and catch you all unawares. And you know, this person doesn't really like you very much, but they've already paid me. I don't really want to do that thing. You could like not be there, but we could make it look like you were. What do you say? Curtain. Thank you. That was really difficult. Four of Cups in the reverse with the page, or sorry, the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. This person's like, initial reaction was, you want me to do what? I don't know about that. That seems extreme. That's a lot of money. How could I take this money but not do the thing? I know. I'm brilliant. I'm not going to reject this person's offer. I'm going to take their money and I'm going to say that I'm going to do it. This is somebody who's very like, I don't know, I feel like there's gotta be some sort of movie or like TV show reference where we have someone that has done this and they're just kind of like, nah, I really just want the money, you know? Hello, Vic, how are you doing? It's just Rachel's other account. Hello, James. How's it going? Hello, Rick. I didn't mean to sound like diminutive of it, but you know, she already had the moderator status. Just easier. Okay, so we've got the universe, which is the world in this tarot deck, and the Ace of Wands. I don't know if I can really show you this. How do I show this to you? Okay, we must cover the boobies, but do you still see the hands? It's like they're making magic, right? Wax on, wax off. And he's got a little bit of the wax on, wax off thing going too, right? I'm telling you, this is like we're setting a stage. We're making it look like something crazy happened here so that this really did feel like it was a pretty feminine energy here. Is tricked into believing that somebody is no longer among us, right? No longer a fungus among us. Sorry. Eight of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. To get them to say something because someone's already passed away. This is like, let's see what happens. If this person thinks that you have in fact passed away, like, let's bet how many hours is it going to take before they try to file some sort of insurance claim? Or, you know, can we figure out what they're going to say that will get them in trouble? Because they're the one who made the offer and they're going to try to play like they're upset about this, right? Hello, Merida. How are you doing? If you have a question, may I ask that you include it in the super chat going forward? I'm going to write down your name. If you just want me to pull a few random cards, that's cool. But it's just a little easier if you keep it in the super chat. Okay. Sounds good, hun. Will my son be offered a place? At one of the two private schools? Awesome. I've got that for you. All right, let's see what else we've got. And Merida, I'm pretty sure you've been here before, but just in case there's anyone out there that does not know, I start those personal questions at about 30 or 35 minutes into the reading, and we're right at about 19 minutes right now. Thank you, hon. Hello, Gianna. How are you doing? And thank you for liking and subscribing. It means a lot to me. This is What's the News? We have Key Player and Cuffing Season. So, important person, playing an essential role, irreplaceable, and cuffing season. Single, ready to mingle, ready for a relationship, on the hunt. So we have somebody here who's wanting to date but feels stuck, probably in a marriage, and also looks at it as, I'm not able to really get out of this relationship. They might be stuck from a financial standpoint, right? I can't afford things on my own, or I can't go get my own place. Thank you, Joao. How will things be love life-wise in February? I've added that for you. Hello, Ricky Bobby. Hello, Cozy Cat. How are you doing? Yeah, it's happened a few times, hasn't it, Joe? Hello, Frost. How are you doing? Yeah, that's kind of wild, right? I do feel like that's it, though. Somebody who, they don't want to get a divorce, but they're trying to date other people. They don't want to get a divorce probably because of stability, living situation, or maybe even just like the general reputation question. But we've got someone who's probably been partying a lot and may even look at, no, I don't know if they would see it this way, may be seeking that relationship outside of their marriage because they are trying to numb something else that has been really difficult for them. Escapism is not a not a great healing approach, or probably doesn't even like make the cut because it doesn't actually help you heal. But we have someone who I feel is turning to this new relationship as kind of like a salve. Like, this is going to fix everything else. It's happy or makes me happy, and therefore I don't have to think about the other things that I don't like. What else do we have? Turns. I told you, they're partying. Party animal, smack stug. That's funny. I didn't even intend to do that one. And alcohol and surface pleasures. This is not somebody who's realizing, hey, this relationship isn't going well, so maybe we could like pursue therapy, or maybe we could have like a nice conversation, get a little getaway. No, this is someone who's saying, this isn't working. I can't change anything about it, and I don't want to like work on myself. So I guess what I'll do is party. That'll make it better, right? Hello, Kristen. How are you doing? So we've got swept up, head over heels, falling in love, intense emotions. Someone who's probably seeing it as love when it might actually be more so, you know, obsession or just wanting to be pursued by someone. Okay, that's interesting. What was that movie? What's the movie with Halle Berry? I think it was Monsters Ball, where she says, like, I just want to feel wanted, I think is what she says. She says some other things that are a little bit risque. I probably can't say they here. This is someone who's not happy, and they're feeling like that physical intimacy is what makes them feel alive, or makes them feel like they don't have to think about those things that they don't like. But, like I said, escapism, right? Skirt. There are things they should be facing, and instead it's like they'd rather pretend those things don't exist at all. Like, it's okay, I don't believe in debt, therefore it doesn't exist. Nope, it does. It really does, though. All right, this is the Path of Shadows. Let's see what else we've got for you. Did I say hello to Kim? Hello. Yeah, I think that's what the line was, James. It was a long time ago. That movie must be like 20 years old now, right? So we've got the Grim Reaper. Yeah. Can't really change that one. This is someone who's wanting a partner of theirs to no longer be around. In the realm of twilight where shadows converge, the Grim Reaper's scythe guides souls to the verge. This is the request, but I don't think it's the reality. I think we have somebody who instead is like, you know what? I could make double the money on this if I really approach this the right way. And it's a form of grace for the individual in the relationship who's, you know, faking it. Psychic abilities. Ghost and Lantern. Very interesting. In the realm of shadows, where memories are host, the echoes of what is gone still haunts me the most. So they think that their partner is gone. And something that they say makes it clear that they were involved in whatever happened. They give themselves away. You know, if you're going to break the law, you should probably be smart about it, right? Thank you, Merida. When will I receive citizenship result and be positive? I'm adding that for you. And be positive. I assume that's be positive. I'm not sure if there's more to that, but I've added that. Hello, Gnostic. Hello, Satara. How are we doing? Hello, Lakeside. How are you doing? You're cute. I do actually drop the cards like they're hot all the time. Don't feel guilty about it. I do probably have a little bit of an unusual way of shuffling, though. I like that to be a little bit more lively. It's like Spirit is watching me shuffle and then going, yeah! That one. I went into my garbage can. Anyways. So we have two other ones from the Path of Shadows. Gorgon and Isolation. The monster they feared, now I've become, still seeking for revenge for my cold heart of stone. This would be the woman that I was seeing. I don't normally get all focused on gender, but I don't think that this is a reading for a lot of people. It's probably more specific. I do feel like it's a woman who's paying for this, right? In the solitude's embrace, I found my own echo. I whisper to the shadows, my voice finds no fellow. This is someone who didn't talk about their problems with others because they knew they would be judged for it. Thank you, Nat Nat. Future love guidance. I'm adding that for you, and I appreciate it. Hello, angels. How are you doing? Where are we at? 28 minutes. We're going to go with the Earth and Bones Tarot. Sorry, I realize now that's maybe a little bit like too on point. Anyways. All right. Six of Petals or Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Ace of Cups in the reverse. I don't want to lose out on the financial stability that I have if I were to reject this person that I no longer want to be with. But I also want to be able to, you know, be with someone else. So what can I do to get everything that I want? It's probably not going to happen. I don't know. This person makes a not great decision. Will Chris accept fully the agreement sent to his lawyer? I got you, Lee. Thank you. All right, so basically, this could be someone who's looking for the insurance money. This could be somebody who feels like maybe if this goes on, they can get everything they want and, you know, no problems, but it's not a very nice card, is it? Their little trick doesn't go to plan because with the King of Swords in the reverse, we have somebody who's like crafty. Like, sure, you can pay me for that. I'll do it. Or make it look like I did it. But I'm not actually going to do it. Why do you keep running away from me? Okay. Two of Pentacles follows the Three of Chars in the reverse. This person has another lover or wants to be able to have another lover. I feel like they already have someone. Three of Wands. Like, just get a divorce or, like, don't even get married, you know? Ace of Crystals or Ace of Swords in the reverse. So what happens is when everything is, like, portrayed to look like something actually did happen, there is a conversation or the cops get involved, and this Gorgon, the person who ordered this up, they're going to be in trouble. They're going to be in hot water. Hello, Live Dog. How are you doing? Thank you, Gnostic. Yes, I do appreciate when you like and subscribe. We've got the Four of Jars, which is the Four of Cups, and the Knight of Jars in the reverse. What does that look like to you? This is like there's a fake corpse. Okay. Wow. We're just gonna need to pull a few from the Kibber, and then I will move on to those personal questions, because this one has the like court focus cards, like adjudication, imprisonment. You know, we'll see what happens. Yeah, exactly. If you're not into monogamy, like go for the non-monogamy thing, right? Wealthy man. Number 13. Adjudication. So it would appear that you tried to have so-and-so killed because you wanted to be able to keep the money or to inherit this or to get paid from some insurance policy. But would you like to know that actually that person's still here with us today? I feel like there's this like made for television moment where a reveal like, oh no, they're still alive. It's okay. And it looks like they can confirm that you tried to buy a whole bunch of things right away. It doesn't look like you're very sad. It's like you have like 20 different shopping bags and, you know, you bought a, what's this? Flight for 2 people to Bermuda. Interesting. Or, I don't know, somewhere sexy. The globe. Yeah. We have somebody who's trying to date another person. Their reaction after this, you know, so-and-so is no longer here, confirms this is somebody who is trying to benefit from that situation. So they cause their own problems. Message of concern, and look at like the fake, like, oh my gosh, that's so sad. I guess I'm gonna have to go spend a bunch of money to feel better about it. Oh, just made a connection in my mind. That's interesting. Okay. I'm not gonna say that one though. Sorry, guys. This is somebody that the whole time what they cared about was how do you make things easier for me, and oh, are you paying for it? And now they're getting caught. Now it's pretty obvious what happened. And oh, that person is still here, and that's still their money. All right, we're going to move on to those personal questions. This, did I go with it? No. This is the Wild Reflections Tarot. We've got Merida up first. I've got 2 different questions for you. We've got Joao, and then Nat, and Lee. There was also a holdover for a Melissa from the last live chat. If there's a Melissa here and they know how much that tip was in the last live, I will do your question here. All right. Hello, Silent. How are you doing? So the first question is, when will Merida receive citizenship? And I think you said be positive. It was missing a couple letters. I'm picking up on the number 6. Yeah, definitely the number 6. I can't talk right now. and Justice in the reverse. I do feel like there's a delay. There's someone here who won't make the right decision, or who is maybe not feeling like it's a priority. And then I feel another person says, hey, like, are you addressing this or not? But I do feel 6 months, or this could be a reference to June. Yeah, it's like somebody leaves the email or leaves the task on their computer screen and is just kind of like, meh, I need to eat a donut. But then we have a third party or another individual, like a coworker, who's like, hey, you really expect me to do all this work myself while you're sitting there eating cronuts? So it may look to you that things are not going the right way, and then there's a shift. Yeah, a shift when someone else says, hey, you've been letting this sit for too long. This King of Wands comes in and is like, okay, we need to like resolve this. Will my son be offered a place at one of 2 private schools? I don't see that happening. Is there something that can change this? What's the obstacle? This is making it seem like there's like a inflexible person here who feels like everything has already been figured out. If there's somebody who cancels or pulls back or, you know, no longer wants to go, then, you know, we'll consider. But at this point, it's like someone doesn't want to budge even an inch. King of Cups. This person might have some gray hair. This person also may have a tendency to like to use their power in kind of cruel ways. They kind of like to look down their nose at people. Is there another private school option that will be good? Good enough, right? No. Yeah, this is looking like a pretty frustrating situation. I don't know if there's like some sort of corruption or underlying systemic issue. But as far as your son, it does feel to me like there is something here that is very instrumental and helpful in the year ahead as far as growth and education with the Hermit. Maybe what would be better is seeking out a tutor. It feels like there's one person in particular who really like inspires or is a catalyst for your son. And if these schools are not cooperating, perhaps you could find an individual that would be a better fit. Thank you, Merida. And let's tackle Joao's question. Let's see. This is the Beginner's Tarot. What does Joao need to know regarding love life in February? What will love life in February be for Joao, please? Four of Swords, Page of Swords in the reverse, 10 of Cups, Queen of Swords, and the Page of Cups. The most important thing for you to remember in February is you need to communicate how you feel. Don't feel guilty about communicating clearly about what works for you. I feel like you end up having kind of like a confirmation of something not being what you thought it was. So it validates your intuition, but it also makes it clear for you, this is the path that you need, or this is what you want, or these are the requirements for me to make like a love offer. So this could be a very direct and maybe even a little bit blunt conversation. This is how it needs to go, and if that's not how it goes, then I need to move on. Queen of Wands, 9 of Cups, 8 of Cups. This is like, I have confidence to say this is what I'm looking for. This is what my desire is. And if you can't do that, then... So be honest. Speak up. And focus on what that new situation for you should look like or will look like. All right. This is the Jack-o'-lantern tarot, and we've got Nat Nat up next. Did I say hello to everyone? Did I say hello to Holy Ghost? How's it going? For Nat Nat, we've got, what is the future love guidance? What does Nat need to know about future love, please? Seven of Swords in the reverse, King of Wands in the reverse. High Priestess. I feel like someone's going to be confessing a... Okay, they're going to say it's a crush, but this is some serious lusting after you that they've been keeping secret. I feel like they're going to dress it up a little bit more like reserved and be like, oh, I love the way you smell. I love how smart you are. They do, don't get me wrong, but this person over here is like a little bit thirsty, okay? So they're over here offering you kind of medium rung love. And I feel like the advice is don't settle for somebody who's trying to make it seem like they got more going on for you than they really do. I feel like this is somebody who's just thirsty and you are not a lemonade dispenser. I don't know, they seem to be really lustful and wanting to make it seem like it's love. And, you know, oh, you're everything that I've ever wanted. Be cautious, because I feel like your intuition is telling you this is a King of Wands in the reverse. Somebody who is probably a little bit motivated by the wrong things. We'll put it that way. Thank you, James. Should I be sympathetic or inviting to hear my ex-roommate's drama? Or inviting to hear ex-roommate's... Sorry, I'm trying to write fast. Drama. Yeah, you know, sometimes you reach your limit on that, right? Thank you, James. Because it's a beverage. You want me to say like, we could say a beer tap. Is that better? Do you like that better? Hold on, let me add this. Joe, what will the story between Raquel and Helena be by the end of February? Do you see Raquel finally seeing that I was right on everything? It's like, ooh. I don't know. Sometimes that takes a lot, right? Raquel finally seeing a little bit of stubbornness, though, huh? All right, I've added that for you, Joao. Nat, be careful with this person. I do feel like you're going to, like, your intuition will warn you, but sometimes you might be a little bit too gracious with the benefit of the doubt, and I don't want you to have a problem with that. All right, so then we've got Baker. Thank you for the tip. Ever get a different job? I sure hope so. What kind and when? Awesome. I've added that for you. Let's see. Just so you all know, we've got Lee up next, and then James, and then Joao, and then Baker. Hello, Missy. Hello, Gus. Hello, Clint. How we doing? Hello, Natalie. Hello, Country. Did I say hello to everyone? Yeah, I'm confident you'll find something different. But, you know, sometimes we have those little stepping stone ones that carry us over in difficult times, right? All right, so for Lee, we've got, will he fully accept the agreement sent to his lawyer? Yes. Perhaps stubbornly. Perhaps it will take some negotiation. We've got the 5 of Swords in the reverse, 9 of Cups, and the World. I feel like this takes a lot of negotiations or debate with the lawyer. In other words, I feel like the lawyer's like, this is what we should do, or maybe just tweak this little thing, but they're a little bit more reasonable, and they're trying to convince him to be reasonable, and he's like, yeah. Sorry. I always use the worst voices to impersonate him. I gotta watch myself. But I do feel like we have someone, hold on, I gotta cover up the boobies. I do feel like we have somebody, like they're holding a compass, right? Somebody who's like, no, no, this is the right thing for you to do. I know it feels like you're losing. I shouldn't say that. I know it feels like you're losing, but really this is the right agreement. He's being unreasonable. The lawyer is going to temper him a little bit. It's going to take a second, right? Like, but I don't want to. I don't want to give into that. And the lawyer's like, what are you expecting? How would you proceed? That's not going to get accepted. I feel like this is someone playing a little bit of hardball with your ex. Like, you know, you got to live in reality, and he struggles with that. He thinks he's far more reasonable a person than he actually is. Which must be really rough. So patience is the name of the game, it seems like, Lee. Hello, Planet. How are you doing? All right. Let's see what we've got for James. Should I be sympathetic or inviting to hear ex-roomie's drama? We are nearing the end of this saga, but the answer appears to be yes. I feel like there's something you'll hear that this person should have not said to you. That's interesting. So is it like informative in terms of the path that James needs to take? I feel like it helps you refine your own plans when you hear this person's updates. It could be as simple as, you know, I was thinking about moving to this part of the city, but your ex-roommate says, well, I was thinking about moving to that part of the city too. And then you'll be like, well, I'm going to cross that one off the list because I don't want to be near you. Like, I'm not really seeing there like a long friendship or a lot of communication between the two of you going forward, but there's something here that you find out, and it could be about a romance or an address, and it helps you to realize, okay, well then as I'm making my plans, I'm gonna be over here. You're gonna be over there, I'm gonna be over here. So there's something that you need to like glean information wise from this. Hello, Lindsay. How are you doing? I hope you are vindicated soon. So we have Knight of Wands in the reverse and the Page of Wands in the reverse. Otherwise, there's something here that you don't learn. The information doesn't reach you. And then it's like you have this really awkward, like, oh, you're my neighbor, or something where you can't really quite get away from this person. That sounds just a little bit mean, but you're supposed to get that information. All right. Good luck, James. I believe in you. You got this. For Joao, we've got what will be, like, what'll happen with the Raquel and Helena situation by the end of February. King of Cups. Four of Cups in the reverse. Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Wands. So you're the King of Cups, and I do love the faces on these cards. The cats are so adorable. We've got the Four of Cups in the reverse because I feel like this is like giving me stuck on the phone like an old-fashioned landline, and it's just ringing and ringing and ringing. There's no voicemail. You're just like, hello, is anyone home? So I feel like you get put on like mute, or you're not involved in the group chat, or you're not like included in conversations where you should be. And then with the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like you get to the point where you're like, how long am I supposed to wait to know what's going on or to get some sort of direct answer here? I'm getting to the point where I'm like, why am I even here? Notice the black cats at the bottom, right? And you came through as this King of Cups. I feel like you're like, okay, maybe it's time for me to go elsewhere because I've been waiting too long. Ten of Wands. So in other words, this seems like disorganization or even procrastination, not wanting to give you a straight answer, wanting to even specifically confuse you. Let's see if we get the Seven of Cups. We've got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, Three of Wands, Five of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. Well, close. Seven of Cups is confusion. Seven of Swords is dishonesty. So it's actually a little bit worse. I feel like you're going to have Raquel telling you, I want to invest or I want to find a way to make this work. But there's this inability to be actually honest with you because I can't help that there's still this ongoing pressure coming from Helena's side. And so when I think about taking action to come back around or to make things official with you, I get caught up in my head or, you know, feel like I have to say yes to both of you, but I can't really do that. I don't know. This seems like a bundle, like a knotted bundle of electric, like phone chargers, and you have to like untangle it. But you could just like go to the store and buy a new one and call it a day, which sounds very dismissive of a romantic connection. But this is someone who's like intentionally making it difficult for you because I don't want to deal with the fact that there's this other person that's causing problems. So like, how can you have love in that situation? It's like trying to plant a tree in a water fountain. Maybe, but like, could we get some soil in here? This person has no stability. Raquel needs to get grounded. If Raquel cannot get grounded, she will fall for anything, and that's what she's doing right now. She's listening to things that she shouldn't. All right. Thank you, Joao. And remember, you deserve to be, like, you know, communicated with honestly. Wait, there's more to Joao. Hold on. The other question you have is, do you see Raquel finally seeing that I was right on everything? Is she going to see that he was right on everything he said? Yes. But it might be after you decide to walk away. I feel like this is, yeah, but she takes too long to figure it out. She's stubborn, you know? Thank you, Lee. Let me add that for you. Will it last between Susie and Jay? I got you. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything after Baker. Okay. And Yeah, there probably needs to be a little bit more distance between them. Okay, let's see what we've got for Baker. What are we gonna use for a tarot deck for you, my friend? We will use the Edgar Allan Poe. Will I ever get a different job? What do we see for Baker as far as a different job? This is saying there's better opportunity outside of where you are currently looking. So you need to increase the radius or like, you know, the parameters of where you're looking, or you need to look specifically at a different like city or town. But with the Magician in the reverse, there's something here that makes me feel like you don't feel this is a possibility. You might not feel like you're able to apply where those jobs are, but I feel like something is about to change. Hanged Man in the reverse, Emperor in the reverse, Nine of Wands in the reverse. Be honest with yourself about something where in the near future you didn't have control over the situation, but now you do. It's like, how do I explain this? Okay, so I had a broken ankle and a broken toe ages ago at the same time because I was dumb enough and I jumped in 4-inch heels. It's a whole story, you guys don't ask. So broken ankle, broken toe. And then I go into Walgreens and I slip on some ice and I break it even more. And it put me into this like, I can't walk. It's been so long while it's healing, it got worse, right? Like my doctor kept telling me like, you're gonna have to like walk on it, you're gonna have to try, you can't just like nurse it along forever, like it's gotta start like building back up, right? So this is saying there's this muscle, and it could be confidence, right? Because it's clarifying our Magician in the reverse, where you need to flex that muscle. You need to take a chance. It's like telling a joke to a crowd, right? Maybe you just met these people. Maybe you had to go to some Christmas party, or you're dating someone and it's their birthday and you're meeting new people. And you're like, you know what? I got something funny I could say. I don't know if these people are going to laugh, but I'm going to say it. Guess how often I do that, you guys? Sometimes there are crickets. Sometimes I'm not funny. It's okay. But I would rather take the chance and say something. If you get it, cool. If not, whatever. This is saying you need to be willing to look like a little bit of a twat, okay? Like I do sometimes. You might not feel like you bat, you know, what is it? 100? You guys know I'm going to second guess myself. You have more capability than you're willing to admit. And when you work on that, when you tweak the confidence and you take more opportunities, then you get what you want. But it's not a matter of when, like it's going to be handed to you. It's when you make this change. So you have more control over the timing factor than you realize, but you may feel like you don't because the confidence is the thing that is like that lever, right? Thank you, James. Should I let go of social media groups? I'm adding that for you, and thank you. So let's see just real quick if there's some hint as to what kind of job for Baker. We've got King of Cups in the reverse, Knight of Swords in the reverse, and the Hermit. I feel like you've done too much that relies on body movement and not enough that relies on your mind or your creativity or your perspective. So there could be, you know, recommended reading for you. There could be a little bit more of a creative path for you than you may have envisioned. But this is saying your brain is important and, you know, you deserve to work for a company that appreciates that that's the best asset you bring to the table. I'm wishing you luck and abundance, Baker, and I hope it goes well for you. Hello, Stephanie. Thank you for the tip. Let me add you to the list. What's next for me in romance? Awesome. I've added that for you, Stephanie. We've got Lee up next, then James, then Stephanie. Let's get a different deck. We'll go with the White Sage Tarot for you. So Lee's asking the new relationship or like flirtation between Susie and Jay, will it last? Will it last between Susie and Jay? Wow, the happiest card in the deck is the Sun. We have an affirmative answer. Yes, I think it really does have strong potential. The thing that needs to be dealt with is this King of Pentacles in the reverse. Is this about money? Eight of Cups, the Devil. So there's an argument that could happen between the two of them, and this has to do with like management of the house or, you know, financial issues. I think this has to do with like expenses, specifically with discretionary money. Like, do you like to spend a lot on travel? Do you like to collect figurines? Do you like to go to really expensive concerts? There's something here that could cause a problem that if left like if you don't take it seriously, then it turns into resentment building up, and I can't believe you're still spending money on that. It's kind of like looking like either agree at the beginning that this is something that someone likes to spend their money on, or agree that that's like maybe not going to work out for you. Or come up with a way to say, this is the reasonable amount to spend on this per month. This needs to be dealt with early on, or it turns into a bigger problem. Two of Swords in the reverse and Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Yep. So agree on that, or it's not going to work out. There is definitely possibility or potential for a long-term, very happy relationship, but this has to be talked about. Thank you, Gnostic. Yeah, you deserve much better than that, Baker. It'll happen. All right, let's see what we've got for James. And James is asking, should I let go of social media groups? Should James let go of social media groups? Five of Cups. I do feel like there are some at the top of your list that you feel are problematic and, you know, make you in a worse mood afterwards. Yes, absolutely. I feel like you're more so saying, does it need to be like across the board, right? And that's a no. We've got the Nine of Wands in the reverse. So be selective and leverage your intuition, because I feel like there is something here that's positive for you or someone perhaps. Queen of Swords, Empress, Knight of Wands in the reverse. This is somebody who helps you to feel more calm, or somebody who's helping you on the path towards this Empress energy, where you're able to take care of yourself, build an empire. You have more understanding of that loving, compassionate side. So I feel like you're well equipped to take that kind of decision on, right? Is this worth it? Probably most of them aren't, but maybe one or two are. All right. Let's see what we've got for Stephanie. We've got what is next for me in romance. I don't know what you mean by that, Holy Ghost, and it's kind of weird. You know? Like, I'd be less likely to share what's in the works with your fam. I don't know. It doesn't really feel very respectful what you're saying, is all I'm gonna say. Because I don't know what you're talking about with screenshots. Hello, Black Magic Player. Be careful playing with that. What is next for Stephanie in romance, please? Ten of Pentacles. Long-term relationship with somebody new. But you might be asking, is this too good to be true with this person? Empress, Hanged Man. I feel like this is someone who shows you affection or love in the way that you like to see it. And you may be wondering if this is somebody who is just like showing you what you want to see, or if it's truly what they have to offer. And I feel like this is genuine, but let's make sure. Is this genuine? Yeah. This person's coming through as the Hermit. They could be a Virgo, but this is somebody who has learned a lot from life and they want to do right by this connection. I do feel like this person has dealt with some mental health issues in the past, and they will talk openly with you about that and let you see that, you know, in the past they dealt with maybe some anxiety over making the right choices, but now they really do pay close attention to their intuition and try to make the right choices. So they've learned a lot from making the wrong choices, and it reinforces their dedication to making the right choices. With the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, I do feel like there's something they're also going to tell you about that they're still working on. You know, this isn't what I'm supposed to do, you know, or maybe this wasn't the way I was supposed to do it, but I'm trying my best. So I feel like accountability and honesty is really important to this person that you're about to meet. Could be a Virgo or featured in their chart, right? Ooh, that's like reading on me. I don't know how to do that one. Well, here. Let's do this one. This is the Magic 8 Ball. James is asking if he should let go of this channel. I don't know. That feels pretty helpful, right? Hello, CeeLo. How are you doing? Hello, Liminal. How are you doing? Hello, Dean. All right. I'm going to leave it there. I don't know, man. Holy Ghost, maybe it's time for you to take a little bit of a break, because that comes across as pretty rude. You know, there might be some things to process, but I don't really like how you're talking. So I would ask you to take a little bit of time away from the channel, okay? Hello, Lioness. How are you doing? I still have the Magic 8 Balls, so let's just do that for you. Will the X reach out to Lioness soon? Whew. This is not on their radar right now. So feels to me like this could be somebody who's still stuck on how they view the situation and maybe not wanting to be honest with themselves about what's really going on. Hello, Rex. How you doing? Yeah, I don't know. No problem. Hello, Steven. How are you doing? I'm glad to hear that, Liminal. All right, I'm going to leave it there. We're already almost at 70 minutes, y'all. But I appreciate you for liking and subscribing. And if you're able to hype the video, I appreciate that as well. And if you're looking for some candles, go check out my Etsy. It's in the description box.